No, it's slow on this end.
Oh, you can't tell. Nah, it's the microphone for sure.
Testing.
1 second. We gotta get this together. This is shit one.
Try plugging that up until it can.
I can't.
Did you unplug mine or yours?
You can hear it now? I figured that.
Which one is plugged in? Yours? This one?
Yours, it gotta be.
You hear us
Y'all
good?
hear us?
Okay.
Like gotta be solid in that mic.
Oh, like gotta be solid? I don't get it. It say mute solid. Don't make sense. We got Earl down here. He's helping us out. If I had a good camera, I'd tell you. All right, everybody here, say hello. If you here, go ahead and comment, share, like. I'm gonna give y'all a few more minutes to get in.
It's very much delayed.
All right.
Like general.
Give y'all a few minutes to come on in, share the video. It's good. No, it was working.
Oh, okay.
You can hear us?
No, I was saying I didn't know.
Can you hear us? A second.
You just have it on mute? Yeah.
Testing. All right, we got to be
mute
clear.
now.
It's on mute now.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Oh, it's not?
Yeah, the solid red don't mean mute.
Oh,
For some reason.
okay.
It's weird.
You can hear?
Here's all right, good. We're gonna get started. Welcome to the Good Night Show. Need y'all to share, like, we're doing things a little different. I had a whole setup, a camera, but our brother Leon, he couldn't help us out. So he's here, everybody in the room watching. But we're like legit happy to have y'all here tonight. The Good Night Show be going strong. As you can see, the other day we asked for a Trump clown. We got a Trump clown. You feel me? So the guy came on, he made a complete fool out of himself, but that's okay. We educate our brother, so we're gonna make sure that he's good. Now, as many of you all know, I ain't gonna hold y'all up because we already got started late. I started a mentoring program back in 2015. You feel me? So years ago, started a mentoring program, been dope experience. So part of like what I want to do is like I'm a all around kind of guy. I like to talk about politics. I like to talk about sports. I don't really know much about sports, as y'all can see with the LeBron argument, even though LeBron's still clowning me. But I like to talk about politics, sports, and then of course we're gonna talk about like some of just the experiences and mentoring, things like that, and some of the people that I've come across. So again, if you all could share this video, if you all could show some love, make sure everybody see this, it'll be great. If you can hear me, give a thumbs up. If you comment, that would be great. Just say hello. We here. We can see you. I don't know why. This is interesting. I'll have to fix that at one time. So yeah, just so you can hear me, share, do things like that. Now I got my guy today, my guy Jude. He a little nervous. So y'all excuse this brother. He a little nervous. I told him, don't worry about it. When you get on mic with me, you're good. You feel me? But I got my guy Drew here today. And so something, Dr. Bird, what's going on? And Dr. Bird, that was not me who wrote that. That was Chat GPT. Okay. So gotta use it to your advantage sometimes. But it was great. I did not write that. You got to use that Chat GPT. Don't leave home without it, okay? But Leon, I think we do all that. Anyways, but I definitely happy to have y'all here. Dr. Sincere, happy to have you. Continue to share, continue to like, continue to comment. Juice said what up. He said, those my guys earlier. Anyways, so like I said, I started mentoring like almost 10 years ago, which was pretty, like, it's been a dope experience so far. And I just wanted to, Juju, I wanted to talk about like one of the things that I experienced, as many of you all know, that we experience a lot of loss. Like when you work with young people, you experience a lot of loss. So I met Ju. Let's first off talk about, I first want to talk about when I first met Ju. Ju was a whole problem. Let's get that straight. We started this basketball camp, not camp, but like it was called like Homework and Hoops, where the kids in the neighborhood could come. And this wasn't even about my mentor program. This was like for somebody else. And Ju was there, him and his bad friends. So go ahead and tell them, is that how we originally met though?
Yeah, man. We was at the center right there off was it Out of Drive?
Yeah, a little church over there.
We was playing basketball, got a little heated, I got a little mad. Mr. Knight ended up telling us to leave just because, we thought the way to fix everything was to fight. So we tried to fight, I think it was Grady.
Oh, yeah, my boy Grady.
So we ended up throwing a couple rocks at his at his car once we left out of
there. Yeah, disrespectful. Threw some rocks at the car. So right then and there, he should have been, I should have slapped fire out of him right there. I said, who is these bad kids? Like, I had no problem with kids at the time. Like, yo, what the heck? Like, yo, why are they throwing around? And this was just like literally a homework and basketball program. So like, you came there, do your homework, and then play basketball. And of course, him, Sergio, you coming through tonight? You could come through, Sergio, on the love. We don't be here long though. But anyways, so so that was when I first met him. Like, so when I first met Ju, he was throwing rocks at my car because they got mad. I put him out because he was first off, they was being disrespectful. They was about to fight. They brought the hood. We out here trying to play basketball. I'm like, dog, these was about to fight. Like, what's going on? So that's how I first met. Ju. All right. So what else? How did you when did you start like coming around for real?
Probably SNL or whatever.
So tell them about SNL. Tell them what it stands for, all that stuff.
Saturday Night Live. It's basically when it first started off. We used to get picked up by Mr. Knight. He used to get us pizza and we played basketball all day on Saturday nights or whatever. But we just did it really just to hoop. We didn't really care about the food and stuff. We just wanted to hoop. But it was cool because we got a chance, to hang with our friends and then meet, people from different schools like Denby. I went to Osborne, but I got cool with some Denby people, some Bill kids and stuff like that. But that was pretty cool. It got crazy over there sometimes, but it was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, we had some crazy days at SNL for sure. That's where so you started coming to SNL. Who brought you to SNL?
Arquise.
Oh, Arquise. Oh yeah, Arquise. Arquise. All right. Yeah, so he came to Saturday Night Live, came to SNL, and so he started playing basketball. And so what did you think? What did you think about the program? What did you think? How did things start when I started really being able being your mentor and stuff like that?
So
because let me tell you something. Y'all be saying I can't cook, but he used to love my mac and cheese. You feel me? That they used to kill that whole. I mean, they ate a whole thing of mac and cheese. Yeah. I be trying to tell Earl, come around, man. Get yourself on camera, man. Now he's scared to come on camera. Come around, Earl. But they used to kill. I mean, let me explain something to you. Tell Mr. Knight to call me. Oh my God, this brother here. You talking about call him? But no, on a real tip, I could cook, just like y'all know. But so he started coming around more and more. Don't leave. Where you going? Oh, go ahead.
What I was about to say. I can probably say I came to a couple SNLs. At first, I was real, like, man, we gotta do all this talking before we go hoop and stuff like that. And then it was like one day, the conversation we had caught my eye, and I was pretty quiet and things like that. If you was talking, you probably wouldn't knew that I was like that the conversation caught my eye. So after that day, I look forward to the conversations we had. I picked up on a lot of stuff, and then down the line, I didn't really look forward to playing basketball. I look forward to the conversation. So that's when, I really got locked in, like, okay, caught up. We here.
For sure. Yeah. So we always had like a good time there. SNL, it started. I have to tell y'all another day on how it started and things like that, but we got there. That was a dope program. We still do it to this day. We call it Midnight Basketball now, but it was a great opportunity for sure. So he looking at all the comments. Mr. Watts on here. So yeah, so that was the big thing. So as time went by, like a lot of stuff happened, a lot of things happened. We got close him, Josiah. They all used to always be with me all the time. You feel me? Always just drop them off. And when I say like, so if y'all see like in the message or like the post I made, I was like from the Deadzone. So Deadzone. So in Detroit on the east side, you got the Red Zone. The Red Zone is a little more popular than the Deadzone, though, but you got the Red Zone. The Red Zone is like that's Bloods territory. They had Hob Squad, I believe they was over there for a little while. Like all these like little different gangs over there. But the FBI did a crazy job of breaking them up in the last few years. Like so they indicted a lot of those people. And then you got the Deadzone, which is East Warren. So East Warren is where he's from. They call that the Deadzone. Explain to us what does Deadzone mean, brother? I don't think I know. I don't have a definition. Does that mean a lot of people die or?
I don't really have a real definition from it. Just something that that was kind of embedded with my childhood growing up with.
Like yeah, that's the Deadzone. Like
Deadzone from East Warren.
Yeah. So anybody know about the Deadzone? Y'all tell us about it, man. Because I really don't know. I just figured like a lot of people's dying over there. Red Zone, a lot of people's dying too. So they should have had that Deadzone times two. But yeah. So that was the Deadzone. You feel me? So he was on East Warren, and so like I said, like. I started to get to know him. He messed with my food. Like I told you, I can cook. I can really cook. I don't be playing for real. Like I learned that the one of the recipes, FBI ain't doing nothing. We still out here. He talking about, I'm gonna make sure they have your address down there too, just in case. You feel me? You just post your address. We'll make sure they know they ain't doing nothing. Especially Donald Trump's FBI. Come on now. But anyways, like so we started like they started coming around, and so then the one kid I was telling you about like in my story was DJ. Like DJ was the coolest kid, one of the coolest kids I met. DJ used to be BSing around like because he didn't come to the center like that. He'd come, then not come, but he always was hooping and stuff. So like every time I seen him, he was a hooper and he went to Osborne. You feel me? So this guy making me laugh. It's type of fun. So anyway, so like DJ was definitely a cool kid, always playing basketball. And I tried to get him so bad to go to Oakwood University. So I was like, and I tried to get Drew to go too, but he'll tell you that in a minute. But I tried to get DJ to go to Oakwood. Like, yo, go to Oakwood, DJ. That's dope. He ended up going to Alabama A&M. So he ended up going to Alabama A&M, and then I think he had like a little bill or something, so he had to come back home. Like everybody, that's why I was like, yo, you should go to Oakwood. And I remember he kept asking me to get him back into Oakwood. Like he tried to come ask me to get him back into college, basically. And I was like, man, I got to get you to Oakwood, bro. I got to show you all these text messages that we was going back and forth with. He was like, man, I got to get out the city. But anyways, so tell me about, like, I want you to tell me, like, what was your relationship with DJ? Like, how did y'all become cool? What was he like? Like, because that's my part, but you tell me.
Okay, so I went to Osborne all 4 years. DJ, he transferred. Oh, yeah. I think it was his junior year, but it was just like when I first met him, it was just like he took like the big brother role. So DJ, he knew my sister because him and my sister, they went to the Ville together. Mm-hmm. So I got like a certain last name to where if you hear my last name, you know who I'm related to or whatever. So he heard my last name, name your sister or whatever. I'm like, yeah. So me and him, we got like real tight or whatever. I remember, I think it was my junior summer because he had graduated. It was my junior summer. I was over his house probably like a week or whatever, and he made sure like I went to AAU basketball practice and stuff like that. And then I know I got tired of being over there, so I'm like, "Can you drop me off at home or whatever?" He's like, "All right, why?" I'm like, "I need some clothes." I just said that just so he can take me home or whatever. So I'm in the house or whatever. My sister, she like, DJ still outside. It's like 10 minutes after I'm in the house. She like, DJ still in the driveway or whatever. So I'm like, what's he doing still in the driveway? So I go outside like, bro, I ain't coming back over there. He's like, yes, you is, bro. I got to make sure you take this basketball stuff serious. So that summer, I ended up spending like the whole summer over his house or whatever. His mom, the best lady ever, she never, as long as you show respect, she never put a kid out or anything like that or whatever. So I ended up spending that whole summer over there. But DJ was that type of person you can call, at 2:00 in the morning. He can be sleeping. You can be stranded somewhere, and his tank can be on E. And you like, man, I need a ride home. And he like, all right, man, I'll come get you. If I run out of gas, we'll figure it out later. He was that type of person or whatever. Yeah, so he was just like that type of person, real dependable. He played basketball. He really did something amazing. I think that was his junior year. He helped us run the regional championship. He knocked down 3 free throws. I'll never forget that. After, I think it was like 1 second left. We was down 2.
Osborne went to the state championship.
We lost to New Haven. One game away from Nebraska. We lost to New Haven. But yeah, so DJ, he was that type of person, real dependable and things like that. I actually looked up to him, when I was in high school and things like that. With sports, anything like that, I thought about him, trying to make him proud. When I first started dunking, he was the first person I started sending my videos to, like, hey, check this out, bro, or whatever. Because me and him had a thing. DJ, he could jump a little bit, but he couldn't jump like me. I used to send him my videos and stuff like, hey, man, check this out. And he used to be proud of me. Came to all my games my senior year, every game. That's what's crazy. Nobody in my family did that. He came. He made sure he came to every game my senior year in high school. So
that's dope. Yeah. That's dope for sure. So tell me, like, so when you think about DJ, like, so he graduated. He went to, because you was a little younger. Yeah, you were younger than him. Yeah, I just peeped that. And so, what happened? So tell me, like, so was you with DJ today? Like, it happened or?
So I talked to DJ the day before or whatever, because I graduated during COVID.
Yeah,
right? So that was the COVID year.
That was the COVID year too.
We had to do everything on a computer to graduate high school. So I was doing my classwork, and then I ended up going to a girl that was in my high school. She ended up having like a little party or whatever. And it's crazy because I was just around like 12:00. DJ and Josiah, they was like, I'm about to pull up. We're gonna pull up over there or whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool, all right, cool. And they end up taking like, I think an extra 30 minutes. So like I ended up falling asleep. It was like a little hotel party or whatever. Nothing major. And I was falling asleep. And I woke up that morning and I had like 10 missed calls from DJ, 10 missed calls from Josiah. All right. So when I woke up, I ended up going home and I'm like, man, I gotta finish this classwork. So that whole day, the next day, that he ended up getting killed or whatever, I wasn't on my phone. So some stuff, went on. Can't say too much. Some stuff happened that day and I wasn't aware, right? Mm-hmm. And later on that night, something just told me, like, check your phone before you go to sleep. Something just told me check your phone. So, I put the laptop down, check my phone, and the first post I seen was my guy Sana. He had posted a picture with DJ and Boots. Boots played for the Rams right now, mm-hmm. right? So it's a picture of Boots and DJ and Sana, and he was like, get well soon. So, I'm thinking Boots probably got injured because he was at Toledo. I think he got injured, so I'm like, oh, there's nothing about it. So I refresh my story, and then I see everybody else posting DJ. So I check Eshawn location. Eshawn was at his sister's house. So I'm like, oh, if something happened to DJ, Eshawn for sure would have been with him. You know what I mean? Because that's his, like, I'm talking about, they was like tight best friends. You see Eshawn, you see DJ. So I'm like,
for sure,
if something happened, he'd be there. So 3 minutes later, I check Eshawn location again. He at St. John. So I'm calling my sister or whatever. And then, I had deaths and stuff like that in my family, but I just felt like something wasn't right. So I called my sister or whatever, and she already knew what it was because, like I said, her and DJ had like a relationship before me. So she was like, "What's going on?" and stuff like that. And I was like, "Can you take me to the hospital?" And she got there pretty fast. And it was Josiah. She picked Josiah up because Josiah stayed around the corner from my house. Picked Josiah up, picked Juan up. It was all in the same travel, So we kind of was just making stops. So we get to the hospital, or whatever, and it was like kind of like a movie, like when you watch a movie and stuff just going slow motion. So I get out the car and it was like everything is going mute, but everything started going in slow motion. And Ishan Rose, he was the first person I seen, and he just looked at me. He was like, "Gone," and it was just like I kind of went blank from that time, and probably like 10 minutes after that or whatever. And it's just because you got family, like you got aunts, grandparents, and mom and dad, and only thing in life is promises death. So you don't look forward to it, but it's coming. You look at your grandma, you're like, granny getting old, her time coming. But people you grew up with, play basketball every day, you talk about like, man, my son gonna beat your son in basketball, stuff like that.
Yeah.
When they pass away, it kind of hit different because you're like, bro, what happened to everything we was talking about,
Yeah. It's crazy. Like, yeah, you're right. Like, you think about it. I remember when I was younger, like you don't even think about that when you're young. Like, oh, your friend's gonna die. Like, it don't even cross your mind. And then it's just like it's something like a sad reality we deal with in the hood. You feel me? Like a lot of people lose their friends. So like, yeah, I remember that day, like that day of like I got it late for some reason. I work for Ceasefire. I do some work for Ceasefire. Where Ceasefire, you get calls and stuff to these type of scenes. But at that time, I was not working for Ceasefire. I was working for the mayor. And I remember my boy, like he worked in homicide at the time, and I was just like hit him up. I'm like, bro, you ain't tell me, like, bro, DJ. And so I remember going over there, but everybody was gone. But I went to his house, and his house, if y'all knew his house, it was like popular. Everybody used to be over there. I used to be mad. They used to go there, like, bro, why y'all be over there so much, bro? But he got a mad. His house is definitely popular. And so, like, I mean, but what was your like emotions through that? Like, so I can like, I started kind of like the story. Like, I could, after everybody died, it's always gonna be like a candlelight visual. There's always gonna be something. And I forgot what made me go. Like, because, like I said before, I would go because I worked for Ceasefire. We would go to make sure everything good. But I forgot what made me go to this one because I usually don't go this, like, because I'm already knowing what it's gonna be, what's gonna happen. So tell me about like what was going through your head like at the candlelight visual and stuff like that, and then tell them, because actually if y'all Jew is actually the one who reminded me of this story. I forgot. I don't know if I forgot about it, but I definitely did not. It's not something that I kept through. And if y'all got any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. We want y'all to ask questions for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, ask some questions. So we don't be talking to y'all all day. But what was going through, like, you get the candlelight visual happening, like how did you get there? Like, what happened over there? And tell me, and you tell the story because basically, really, you know it better than me, for real.
So my senior year in high school, I bought a car, so I was just driving around or whatever, for real. It was during COVID. I didn't drive to the hospital because I had a place, but
yeah.
After that, I just had like I didn't care. I didn't feel like I didn't. It was just that type of emotion, like, bro, I don't care about nothing, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we like what our community do. Somebody passed away, like, oh, he loved weed, we bought this smoke.
Yeah.
He loved liquor. Not saying DJ was alcoholic and nothing like that, but what people do. So we was over there or whatever, and I remember being outside, and it wasn't even my bottle or whatever, but somebody that was like, hey man, I know you hurt, take that.
Yeah,
so,
crazy.
And I seen my uncles and my cousins and stuff. That's how they coped with it. So I was just like, shoot, I guess it's what I'm supposed to do. Mm-hmm. So I'm drinking or whatever, and then I'm not gonna mention no names or whatever, but it wasn't my gun. It was just like, like I said,
we want no investigations to come from this.
Yeah, but it was just like, it was around. I was just like, you know what? And I'm not even a big fan of guns, or whatever. But it was just like, it was around. So I'm like, you know what? Let me see that. But I was just like, let me see that or whatever. And I seen you there, Mr. Knight, but like I said, I just had like, I didn't care, emotions right now at that point. It was like, look at Via. I just had the I didn't care feelings at that moment, whatever. So I had that in my hand, and then I had the alcohol in the other hand or whatever. It was just like, that's what I seen on TV and from my uncles and cousins and stuff like that. So I remember you walked over there, and I was just like, he walk over here, he just gonna walk over here. I remember telling Josiah, like, I think Josiah was like, "They go night." No, he said that go night, and I was like, "I don't care, or whatever." And it kind of played in a good part that you pulled up, because right after you pulled up, police pulled up.
I know.
So I remember the police walking towards me or whatever, and then I remember you cutting off the police light, and you kind of like stepped in, did with your thing, whatever, father role, and you kind of like cussed me out and put me on blast in front of them and stuff like that. And then they kind of just let me go, because the person who weapon it was, is open carry or stuff like that or whatever. They was above age, but you kind of explained to him like, he's going through a lot right now. Ooh. And then I gave it back to the person who it belonged to and stuff like that. And that's where that story came from. But it was just like,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I remember that. Like I remember I didn't remember at first. Like I was telling people, like, but when I got there, like I was just like, oh my God, what did I walk myself into? First off, like, because those situations, like, they be mad emotional. If you don't understand that, like, it be mad emotions going through. Everybody be like going through a little different stuff. So like it's rough. You feel me? Like, and so I remember like just seeing him. I was like, oh my God, I know he's just too hurt. You feel me? Like seeing that stuff. And then I knew, like, that's what I forgot how I knew, because like everybody think I'm a police anyway. I'm not the police, but I forgot I knew the police was coming. And then again, being able to use that relationship with the police to be able to let them go. And like, so what do you like? So after that happened, man, you had to make a decision. Like, you had to make a decision, like, whether you was gonna be like a part of that type of stuff, or you was gonna go do something. Like, tell me, how did that process play out? Like, and why didn't you go to Oakwood? He was supposed to go to Oakwood. I told y'all that he was supposed to go to Oakwood. I pressured him hard. Did I ever take you down to Oakwood though?
Yeah, he used to be like, man, Oakwood, you can do it. Yeah. You be the man at Oakwood.
Did I ever take you though? Did I take you down there?
No, not when I was
high school. Oh yeah, see, I should take you. That was the thing. I ain't take him. But if I would have took him, he would have been sold on it. But and remember, y'all got questions. Feel free to ask questions. Make sure you share. But like, so that situation happened. I kind of got on you, and I don't remember doing all that. That's the crazy part. Yeah, I was like, that wasn't nothing but God did that. I don't know. I remember doing all that. But what made you like say from there, like, hey, I'm about to go and do something? Because tell them what you do now, like the work you're doing, all that with like young people, and kind of like what you do for your real job.
So my actual job, my career right now, I'm a plumber apprentice. So that's basically in training to be a licensed plumber with the state of Michigan. On the side, I train script and condition the youth all through Michigan. I'm not just gonna say the inner city or whatever. I'm gonna say all through Michigan. And I mentor here at Caught Up. So I'm kind of a little busybody and things like that. But after that day, it kind of took a minute, I had them same emotions. I didn't carry emotions for a minute. And it kind of held me back to where I look at it now and I feel like, I could be further in life, if I didn't have that, every day. But it was just like, I didn't know how to cope with my feelings or whatever. And me being a mentor and like a coach, it kind of happened that night for real too. To be honest, DJ, he was the first one out of our group to like start coaching the youth at the Solomon Temple. But I remember walking in the house, and after we left the hospital, I remember DJ was not. I remember Ishan was telling me like, bro, can I spend that at your crib? Your mom would be cool with it. I'm like, yeah. And I remember, when you get, because it was Ishan, Joe. It's probably like 5 of us, D-Lo, all them, whatever. Before you come in, in our black family, don't even bring nobody in here when the house dirty. So I'm like, let me go check in the house and make sure the house clean first. So when I came in, I was crying, and I seen my little brother. This was late at night. He usually not even woke at this time. It's not, my Devin or whatever. Yeah. At this time, Devin was like, Devin was probably about 4. But me being a big brother, I never had a little brother before. So, I used to be on him like, hey, stop crying. Don't cry. I don't care what it's about. Don't cry. And I remember him looking at me like, dang. Like, in his head, I can probably see him saying like, bro, you told me don't cry. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm like, man, I never wanted him to feel that feeling. So that's what kind of led me to that coaching and things like that and put it in my back of my head. But that I don't care feeling, it took a minute to go away. It took a minute to go away just because I just couldn't understand how that could happen to that type of person.
Yeah.
Like you got certain people, you're like, okay, he in the streets and stuff like that, he gonna end up getting killed. But when somebody get killed, when you just like, it's like confusion. It was just like I had the what DJ,
Yeah, no, for
things
sure.
like that. So, and then it wasn't too far after, Tone passed away, and then my other childhood friend Teo, he ended up getting killed at the gas station. So that all happened like back to back to back to back. So it was just like crazy.
Yeah, it hits you. Like, it's crazy. I agree with you. Like when I was younger and seeing some of my friends go to prison, go to jail, and end up dying, like that was just kind of blew my mind. And so yeah, so you had to make a decision, like, to end up going to school, staying focused, and all that. And now like something that I'm just like, I see like the most is how you have thank you Tammy. You forgot to send me your Cash App too. Don't forget. But I was thinking about like through everything that you've been through and how now like you are a crazy mentor and big brother for your brother, Like, I can't tell you, his brother going to the NBA, we already claimed it. I'm like, yo, bring your brother to the center so he can at least say I had a part of his life, you feel me? He worked out on some of the stuff here, you feel me, at least. But like, but I see like how, like how you like take on it. What made you do that? Like, what made you like? I always think about that. Like, man, like seeing how you take care of your brother. Like, you look out for him. You make sure you training with him every day. You take him to all his tournaments, all that. You taking him out of town, like, and I know how it is. Like when you young and you still like working, you ain't even got it all like that. You feel me? But you still doing it. Tell me about that. Tell us about that. Like,
So I kind of had a conversation with myself one day, and I just thought, after I graduated and things like that, I had a couple, offers for football, but I honestly, I really needed money after high school. That's one of the reasons I didn't go straight to college. I honestly needed money, and this leads to my next response. I just looked back and I didn't have the support that I needed. I looked at some of the people that, I played against, and I'm like, man, I'm better than him. But, he had that dad that took him to Ohio to this certain camp where he got that offer and things like that. And I didn't want my brother to feel like that, that he didn't have that support rather than like any other kid. And me and Juan, we were just talking, my best friend Kawan, we was talking, and we were just saying like, it's the little things that you go through in childhood that affect the big part of your teenage and adulthood,
Sure.
So it was, I didn't want a child to like experience something as a kid and think it was okay, because we all know once you get, let's say 12, it's hard to break those habits and change that mindset. So that's why I kind of started coaching with Miss V. Her name is Miss V. She got me on the coaching staff on her team with AAU or whatever, and I was working with 6 to 8 year olds, and it was just so crazy because how much they trust me. They just trust me. It was shocking because I played sports, but I always had that old school coach that was, and the kids used to just they show respect and they just trust me so much, and I'm like, man, if I can make sure this kid not find out about guns and gangs and stuff like that at this age, by the time he get 12, even if that is exposed to him, he gonna be like, hey, coach, you said, hey, that's lame. That's lame. You know what I mean?
So,
and I'm starting to see that now because I've been doing it for like 4 years. So some of the kids that was 8 years old, they 8th grade. One of the kids that I kind of start off with, Little Rob, he just won a state championship yesterday. But he never was a bad kid, but he's growing up in a toxic environment. But by him having me, and he got an actual like father figure in his life, even him growing up in that environment, he's not gonna fall victim to it and things like that, just because he know like, hey, Coach Jew, my pops, they said, even if this is exposed to me, this lame, even if you tell me to hit this blunt, that's lame. We don't do that around here. We got bigger goals. So I just want to pack the youth, at an early age to where it don't affect them down the line, because I feel like looking back on like all my friends and even myself, it wasn't nothing that we was supposed to during high school or nothing like that. It was something that we was supposed to when we was kids, even with, seeing a gun at, 7, 8 years old.
Sure.
And it's crazy because me and Juan was talking, because when I was a kid, I used to hear all the jail stories, like your cousin got out of jail, like, man, I was doing this and that. And me and Juan was like, bro, you know, when we was kids, we actually thought like, bro, we gotta go to jail to come out with a story. You know,
Jesus
and it's
Christ.
crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
no, it's
crazy.
crazy. It's crazy. Yeah,
It was like, you know,
for sure.
we thought that was cool. So I can see the today's age. I can see the stories that they hearing and stuff like that. You know, and they thinking that's cool because I honestly, it took for me to really experience, you know, going in handcuffs stuff like that to be like, hey, bro, that's not it.
Yeah,
I cannot live like this right here.
absolutely, man.
yeah.
That's what I tell you. I said I can't do. Okay, he said, "What's the?" Hold on, I was saying I cannot do that for nothing.
Yeah,
You feel me?
yeah.
And like you said, like you know, Drew grew up in the hood. You feel me? That was all. Like, but I used to drop him off. I remember I used to drop him off from the Brotherhood program and stuff like that. Like you feel me? Like it was the hood. You feel me? So like all around you saw like the negatives. So to see and then to see like all the different people that the impact that it had on you was crazy. My man's asked, "What's the best way to show a kid that life is lame?" Thank you for asking a question.
That life is lame. So what I can say is, you gotta actually show them what your what else, Serge? You gotta actually show them. So the kids I mentor, the kids I coach, you know, I lead by example. So I'm not just gonna tell them. So like I tell them all the time, you know, I'm not gonna lie and tell you that I did everything right, but I can tell you that the stuff that I did that was wrong is not cool, and I can testify to it. So that's the biggest thing right there. That's the biggest thing right there. Once you lead by example, and especially at a young age, you know, if that child look up to you or something like that, you got to lead by example because we all know technology rule the world right now. So kids, you can't tell them and they listen no more. You got to actually show. And I learned that just from training with strength conditioning, basketball, things like that. You know, back a couple years ago when I was a kid, you can tell a kid, you know, don't do this and they'll believe you. But now you got to actually show them. So you can't be the one that's telling them like, you know, don't smoke. But then every time you pick the kid up from school, you're in the car smoking weed.
Oh my God.
You know, you can't tell the kid not to gang bang, but every picture you telling him like, hey, throw this up with me. And he a little kid. Yeah. So when he get 13 years old, you can't be mad.
Automatically gonna do that.
You can't
and
be
I be
mad.
telling people that all the time, and Drew can vouch for this, like about how I am. Like I ain't never tried to be thug. I tell the story about LA Fitness, but at the worst moment, I didn't even cuss. They still make fun of me to this day about that. Like, so they know, like tell me that, like when you saw me, like you saw like how I wasn't like that. What is that? What did you think about that? Like.
At that moment, man, Josiah's like, man, he is lame and scary, you know. But now we look back at it, we think about, because this thing right now, we was kids at that moment. We had stuff to live for, but we didn't know we had stuff to live for. You know?
For sure. Yeah.
Now that I look at it, I'm like, oh, okay, I would do the same thing.
Yeah, you know, for sure. Yeah, like I got.
He forgot to lock his lock on the locker, and some people was walking around LA Fitness. They ended up stealing weapons and money and stuff like that. So
man, they had me going. They had me looking a fool out there. I had put my gun in my locker, put my wallet, and they already knew who they were because they already had their antennas up, you know. But like, and so I went up. I saw because they had swiped my card, so I already was doing too much. I went to the spot where they swiped it, like, and then we ended up seeing them. They peeked them out. And I was like, hey, give my stuff back. Like they started laughing, like he didn't even cuss. They ain't take them serious. But you know, like I always like believe like what he said, like one of the most important things is like you gotta show that example. You can't just be saying like, oh, don't go get into stuff. Like, you know, sometimes I always give my kids this example at the gas station. Like if you waiting in line for gas, somebody just cut you off, what you gonna do? You feel me? You gonna get out, fight, you gonna get out. And they always say crazy type of stuff, you know? And I told him, like, hey, I'm just going to let them have it. You feel me? Ain't no need of me losing my job and needed me getting into a fight, you know, pulling out my gun. Like, for what? You feel me? All that type of stuff, like, kind of, you know, it just kind of mess you up. You feel me? So I try to, like, stay. And I always tell them, like, live that life where you can be, you know, like you said, having a reason to live. Like, for example, you know, you got your brother that you got a reason. I tell them that every day, like, if you go out and you crash out in this one situation, and what's gonna happen? You feel me? So yeah, I'm glad you kind of picked that up. So tell me, like, so if you was to like, let me see, how about one we got a question. How about music? that negative and bad influence, what they should do. Yeah, exactly. The music is a huge piece about like young people and what they listen to. That is like huge on some of the decisions that they make. And so when I first started mentoring, I used to always listen to gospel music. I kind of like, I'm not that strict no more, but that's all I used to listen to. I'm like, I know y'all ain't getting no gospel music, so let's listen to that. But what would you say like on ending? Like, what would you say like if you had the same thing? Like if DJ could see you now, what would you think he would say like about all the stuff you're doing with your brother, mentoring and stuff like that? Because like I didn't realize like DJ was doing all of that.
Yeah.
You know, like I knew y'all was mad cool, but I didn't realize the impact he had. So, but what would you?
I honestly think he'll be proud of me for real, just because he probably be mad at me for one thing, because we always talked about, you know, me going off to play college ball, whether it was football or basketball and things like that. But I kind of think it was a good reason I didn't go now. You know, I got a good career. Luckily, ever since I graduated high school, I've been having good careers, from being an operating engineer when I first graduated from dental assistant to now being a plumber. But I feel like, you know, God put certain obstacles in my way just so I can make sure my brother, you know, prosper. Just because, like my mom, she had a kid when she was 40, all right? So all his siblings is like 25, 24, things like that. So we basically like his parents, you know? So I feel like my brother wouldn't be able to experience state to state. You know, he go to tournaments every week or whatever. It's a lot of stuff I don't feel like he would have been able to experience if I would have went straight off to school. I'm in school right now or whatever, online at Washington. But it just, I feel like I was put there for a reason, you know.
For sure. Yeah. I think that's important. Like having like being able to like seeing like you know, me, I'm person like, hey, everybody got to go to Oakwood, but God shows us that everybody has their different path, and it helps. Like you being here, like you said, that's nothing but a blessing for your brother, nothing but a blessing for us because he come here and mentor and stuff like that. So I'm definitely happy, like whatever the path that you did take. You know, like I said, I kept saying like go to Oakwood, where you stay here, and I'm kind of happy, you know, that he's here, he's doing what he's supposed to do, you know, and that's a blessing. Like I want people to see that, like, you know, sometimes like even at your worst, I see a lot of kids, something happened and it's the worst day, like, you know, like that, like he get caught with that gun, they take him in, that's a whole different situation, you feel me? That's in the juvenile detention facility, that's other different stuff that they can do. And so I think that, you know, being able to help kids and determine their paths, make sure that they do well, is something we all should focus on, we all should be thinking about as we go forward. So but appreciate you, man, coming on the show, bro. Y'all, if you got any last words?
If you got any young males in the inner city, you know, we go around to bringing them caught up. It's the best mentor program. We got the best mentors you can have in the United States. Right? So come on down.
Y'all heard it straight from June. You feel me? To walk through rocks at my car when he first, baby. I still didn't give up on him, man, because I knew he had the potential. So thank you all very much. Y'all be blessed. We'll be back probably Wednesday. Have a good day. I'm so proud of the young man you became. Keep going, Drew.
Thank you. I went to school with her.
All right. All right.